What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy official live stream for this NBA 7-game slate. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us. We are so ready to break down some DFS content. And also, good job for everybody out there collecting your Top Shot drops today, because there was a huge Top Shot drop. Be sure to grab your pre-order package if you haven't already. I hear there's a line now 200,000 plus. If you guys haven't already, it's a free pack, so you guys all get a free pack. It's pretty cool. Also, if you guys haven't seen our Top Shot opening yesterday, TJ pulled some nice little gems there in his $99 pack, so feel free to show us some support there. I think he's muted, but we are going to go ahead and break down this DFS slate, guys. It is a 7-game slate. We have plenty of injury news. Yeah, unfortunately, yes, we can. Okay. We have plenty of DFS content to break down today. We have a lot of injury news, by the way, around the league, and we also have some pending injury news that we are keeping our eye on. LaMarcus Aldridge being some of that injury news. We also have Dozier questionable for Denver, and we also have Brogdon still questionable for the Indiana team. So, guys, we will be paying attention to that. Also, we have plenty of injury news that is already out. TJ, let's start right now with the chalk. Kevin Durant, and also your boy, your favorite player in the NBA, Kyrie Irving, is out for the Brooklyn Nets. So let's go ahead and start there. What's up? You don't like Kyrie? Okay, and let's start there, TJ. What's going on with this picture?
The pack isn't free, Matt. You have to pay for the pack.
Oh, $9. I'm sorry, guys.
Everybody gets one.
$9 feels like nothing when you're paying $999 for these legendary packs. I do apologize. Go ahead, TJ.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right, Matt, the high roller, the big spender.
Hey, you're the high roller. $99
we take off Kyrie and KD, obviously LeVert and Jarrett Allen also out of the picture here. We're looking at James Harden at 11K, projected 37 minutes in what should be a competitive game against Dallas. He's actually projected 38 minutes. 6.6% usage bump, 1.64 fantasy point per minute, 34% total usage. We even pegged for 66.4 DraftKings points. So absolutely love James Harden tonight in cash. Obviously the lone stud there in Brooklyn at home. I think this might be one of his Houston Day type games. Where he erupts for 80 DraftKings points. So I love Harden tonight in cash, carrying ownership, rightfully so. Outside of that, Joe Harris is very interesting as well at 5,600, projected 32 minutes. He gets a 5.2% usage bump, 0.93 fantasy points per minute, 21% total usage. We have him pegged for 31.1 DraftKings points, 31.3, excuse me. So I do have some interest there. Landry Shamet's a guy that's been giving him some decent minutes at 3,500. If he starts, I definitely don't hate him. 1.6% usage bump, 0.76 fantasy points per minute. And then Tyler Johnson at 3,200, projecting 27 minutes. I would love to see this lineup, obviously, but unfortunately they start at 8:30. Slate starts at 7 because, right now the projected lineup is Harden, Bruce Brown, Joe Harris, Jeff Green, and DJ, which makes sense to me. I really think that's what we will see. So Shamet off the bench, Tyler Johnson off the bench. So there are some interesting plays. I think you lock in Harden cash. Outside of that, I don't know if I have any more cash plays. Like, I do have interest in Joe Harris, maybe a cheaper guy. But, in terms of cash right now, Matt, it's James Harden, and that's it.
You take off the two highest usage guys on the team, not to mention they were both superstars, TJ. James Harden's the only guy I'm really, really interested in here for cash. Maybe Tyler Johnson, like you said. If we get that starting lineup out, and Tyler Johnson's playing 28 plus minutes a week, how can you hate that? Close to a 0.8 fantasy point per minute player with everybody off the court, $3,200. There's nothing to not like about those minutes. On the other side of the ball, we do have Dallas, TJ, but Dallas ruled in Porzingis. I was hoping they were going to rule out him because Doncic is the man there against this Brooklyn team. But ever since this injury news has gotten released with Kyrie Irving and both Kevin Durant being off the court, the over-under has actually dropped. It dropped a significant amount, 5 points. So right now it's at the 233. Don't have as much interest on the other side of the ball. However, I do like some GPP options there. But we're going to go ahead and brush past that, TJ. We're going to focus on this Minnesota team because I know this Minnesota team you have a little bit of interest in. There's some value plays. There's some good, decent mid-range plays. Let's start there with that over-under. 237 right now, which is actually the highest on the slate. So let's hone in on this team. Jalen Noel showing 30.1% ownership. Vanderbilt also showing 25.1% ownership. Cat, you guys love Cat in the YouTube comment section. I asked for your favorite GPP play, and you guys are in love with them. Rightfully so, TJ. I mean, a great matchup, very high over-under. Cat's also 10.1K in that high range, I would say still. And then also Anthony Edwards at 13.2% ownership. TJ, who do you like from this team?
There are a lot of guys that I do like, Matt. Obviously.
Oh, you cut out completely. Oh, no, you're still cutting out there, TJ. I'm going to cut you off here. I don't know what's going on. It looks like it might be the connection here. Let me go ahead and call you back real quick. You there?
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. I think it was the connection then. All right.
I hate this wire, man. It sucks so bad.
But, nothing will change, TJ, until you change the wire. I hear that you haven't changed the wire yet. Oh, you have?
Nope, bought a new wire. Yep.
What's going on
Don't play coy with me, man. I'm not in the mood for you right now.
Okay.
So if we take off Beasley and we take off D'Lo, there is a lot of interest here for me, especially in a fantastic matchup against Washington. We look at Minnesota and Washington as a whole. These are two of the faster-paced teams right now in the NBA. Washington currently ranks first in terms of pace, and then we have Minnesota who ranks sixth in terms of pace. And honestly, neither of these teams are very good defensively either, Matt. So I do have a lot of interest here. I just want to see Washington currently fourth in defense in the NBA, and Minnesota ranked eighth in team defense. So a couple very bad defensive teams that love to get up and down the floor. And when we take off those two guys, Cat, fantastic play, 7.5% usage bump, 1.53 fantasy points per minute, 35% total usage. Really good matchup, obviously, against the Wizards bigs. We have him projected at 56 DraftKings points, so I do like Cat. Anthony Edwards, really interested in, projected 34 minutes at 6,300, 8.8% usage bump, 1.05 fantasy points per minute, 33.4% total usage. We have him pegged for 38.8 DraftKings points. And then Vanderbilt and Noel. Noel at 3,200, Matt, projected 24 minutes, gets a 1% usage bump, 0.89 fantasy points per minute, 25% total usage, third highest on the team behind just Cat and Anthony Edwards. We have him projected at 21.5% ownership. And then Vandy, if we do see him start, I honestly do like him as well. I think he should start at the 4. So I have a lot of interest here in Minnesota. In terms of cash, Noel, I love at 3,200. I do like Vanderbilt. I like Cat. I like Anthony Edwards. I honestly like all 4 of those guys. So I'm going to have a lot of exposure here to this game.
Yeah, just a huge over-under, and you're looking at some starter potential players here with very, very low price tags. Vanderbilt being one of them, and Noel projected right now at 23 minutes. One of the highest owned guys on the entire slate, which I was surprised by, just with the lack of minutes, is the only thing that scares me. I don't like taking any guys that are starter minutes, 25-plus minutes, CJ, but $3,200, I can definitely live with that. A good value play. Again, the highest over-under on the slate. With that being said, let's switch over to the other side of the ball, because there's some good cash options here, especially if Bertans is missing this contest right now. He's questionable, so something. Oh, he is then. Okay, so only one bit of interest here. Only limited. Okay. So there's only one cash play I do like, TJ. Let's talk about it. Bradley Beal, $9,200. Just passes the eye test. Very, very cheap here. 23.1% ownership and a great matchup. So what's your thoughts on Bradley Beal?
Yeah, I agree with you there. I like Beal. I like maybe a potential stack going with a couple Minnesota guys, bringing it back with Beal or Westbrook. Honestly, I think if I'm playing anybody from this Washington side, it is going to be Beal and it is going to be Westbrook. Westbrook's been a little better in terms of DFS scoring. And obviously carrying that $9,900 price tag, $700 more than Bradley Beal. Beal carrying a little more ownership today, $9,200 in a fantastic matchup. So yeah, I can get behind Beal. I honestly could be talked into Russ as well. Outside of those two guys, I don't have too much interest. Bertans on the minute restriction. If you want to take a chance at Denny at 3,300, I don't hate it. Hachimura at 5,800, more of a tournament play, but I don't hate it. Maybe Raul Neto. But if I'm going cash, it's going to be Beal or Westbrook. And right now I do lean Beal, but I honestly, like I said, I probably could get talked into Westbrook at this point as well.
Yeah, such a good player. He's been playing fantastic. High over-under. I don't mind any one of those plays for cash fillers, but their ownerships are relatively low with the exception of Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, I think, is going to be a near cash lock for both of us. CJ, let's switch over to some more chalk here. We have Utah missing Mike Conley. Mike Conley is usually a player that impacts this team. I'm trying to find Utah. Why can't I? There we go. Pace down spot for these guys, but there's a lot of good value plays here. Joe Ingles being one of them, 26.1% ownership. And then also Jordan Clarkson. It's always the question. Joe Ingles or Jordan Clarkson? Which one is going to benefit more with Conley out? We know the answer, TJ. Who do you like here?
Yeah, I like Ingles at 5,100, projected to start as well. 1% usage bump with no Conley, 0.94 fantasy points per minute, projected around 32 to 34 minutes. We have him pegged for 31.3 DraftKings points, so I really do like Ingles tonight in cash. Royce O'Neal, kind of interesting, honestly. More of a tournament play, but he is carrying some ownership. He's only a 0.7 fantasy point per minute, but at 4,700 projected 35 minutes. I don't hate him. And Jordan Clarkson, like you talked about, 5,800. He doesn't really get a usage bump, but he's a 1.07 fantasy point per minute. Obviously going to come off the bench. 26.5% total usage, second highest on the team behind Donovan Mitchell. Have him projected at 31.59 DraftKings points. So I do like Ingles and Cash. I'll definitely have some interest in both Gobert and Mitchell in terms of tournaments, as I will Clarkson and O'Neal. But if I'm going cash with no Conley, it is going to be Joe Ingles.
Do you think Clarkson's a cash filler?
I mean, I think you can go there, but I have interest elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah, Orlando does scare me. I mean, it's a 221.5 over under. If I'm looking for cash fillers, I do agree with you. I think Minnesota, Washington, and that Brooklyn game is definitely going to be something I want to be targeting. Let's move on to some more chalk. Last but not least, I feel like this is the last bit of chalk we have to talk about, TJ. Tobias Harris is out for this Philly team, and what a player. What a stud Joel Embiid is without this guy in the court, averaging 1.88 fantasy points per minute and literally 40% usage rate on the season. Yeah. Fantastic matchup. He doesn't get to go against his boy Andre Drummond tonight, but he gets to go against some other of these bombs here on Cleveland. TJ, what a great matchup. Okay. What's your thoughts on this team? I did.
Okay. Well,
I did. He's not a good big.
Okay. He's fantastic, and everybody should buy his Top Shot card and then drive up the price.
What a bad investment that would be.
Price Embiid. With Tobias Harris off the floor, Matt, like you talked about, he gets a 5% usage bump, the 1.88 fantasy points per minute, and a massive 40% total usage. We have him pegged for 69.16 DraftKings points. So I absolutely love Joel Embiid tonight in cash. It is a good matchup against Jared Allen. Embiid should be able to put him in the dirt a little bit. So I do like Embiid there, obviously. Milton, I'm also interested in at 4,200, only projected around 24 minutes, but he does get a 4.4% usage bump with no Tobias Harris, 1.07 fantasy points per minute, 6.4%, 6.4 value. What am I doing? 26.8 DraftKings points is what we have him projected at. 28.2% total usage, Matt. Actually second highest on the team behind only Embiid. Higher than Simmons, higher than Curry, higher than Danny Green. Danny Green does kind of show well on the sheet, projected 30 minutes, Matt, 4.6% usage bump, 0.76 fantasy points per minute because he's trash. We have projected a 23.85 DraftKings points. So if I'm going anywhere, it's obviously going to be Embiid, who's going to be a lock. I love Embiid and Harden, starting with those two as bigs. But I do have some interest in Milton. I think Simmons is going to be an intriguing tournament play. But besides that, all these other guys are just going to be tournament plays for me, like Danny Green. I'll have some interest in. And yeah, that's kind of where I draw the line.
Back in the old days, when anybody would get ruled out for the 76ers, people would go to Ben Simmons and his ownership would skyrocket. But I think the public is now realizing that Ben Simmons really isn't that good of a benefactor with anybody on this team. Only averaging 1.26 fantasy points per minute, which is close to his average on the season. So don't have too much interest in Ben Simmons outside the big tournaments. Completely agree with you, TJ. And just like that, we just ripped through all the chalk anymore. So let's actually take a look here. We have a little bit of interest, I would say, in the Pelicans just because of the high over under. The Spurs were pending the injury news on DeMar DeRozan. Don't really know what's going on there in San Antonio with the trade talks and whatnot. Pelicans, Eric Bledsoe's relatively cheap at 5.1K. So Nick, you want to go to the Knicks, really? Okay. Oh, yeah. Derrick Rose. Yeah, you're right. All right, let's talk about Derrick Rose, TJ. So 23.5% ownership. Current injuries off the court, 5.3K for this guy. What's to like about Derrick Rose? Oh, there we go. Cut out. TJ, if you could fix your mic there. Hopefully it works. Nope, not working. There we go. We got you?
Hello.
Hi, there you are.
Okay, so without Elfrid Payton, without Mitchell Robinson, Derrick Rose going to start again at point guard, so I absolutely love him tonight in cash, Matt. 5,300 projected 30 minutes, 0.6% usage bump with those guys out the floor, 1.12 fantasy points per minute, 27.2% total usage. We have him pegged for almost 34 DraftKings points. Started last game against Sacramento, played around 28 minutes, so I think the 30 minutes is a little generous, but game did blow out a little bit there toward the end. So I do really like Derrick Rose tonight. As long as he plays 28 minutes and does start, I think he's 100% cash viable. Outside of Derrick Rose, though, when we're looking at the Knicks, Alec Burks is a guy that I do have interest in.
You liked him last game.
I don't know if yeah, I did like him last game, and he was absolutely brutal. And then all of a sudden, he hit 5 straight threes and just absolutely erupted. So I was like, okay, that's fantastic. I actually had a Rose quickly Alec Burks stack. That was my one line, so it actually worked out pretty well for me. But yes, I love Rose. I do have interest in Alec Burks again at 4,600. I think that's very cheap. Julius Randle, I'll have interest in at 9,400. More of a tournament play though. And then I do have interest in Quickly. It's just the minutes aren't going to be there for him. But man, he is efficient when he is on the floor. He took 12 free throws against Sacramento, so you got to take that in consideration a little bit here. So if I'm looking at cash, it's going to be Derrick Rose, potentially Alec Burks, and then I do have interest in Julius Randle for tournaments.
All right, TJ, that covers a slate. Indiana is also a very good defensive team, so I wouldn't put too much stock into the Pacers tonight. But again, if you're going elsewhere, the Knicks. 218 is actually the lowest over-under on the slate. So,
so do you not like Derrick Rose?
I do like Derrick Rose, but that's the only guy I like. I'm just talking in terms of stacking and putting too much stock into that.
Yeah, no. I won't have 4 guys from them.
All right, TJ. It's 5:53. Let's go to some GPP options. So I know you mentioned a lot of GPP options. Let's go up and down the slate here. Pelicans, like I was talking about, going against the Spurs. A decent high over under. I mean, you can pretty much tag any one of these guys as good GPP options. We have Zion at 8.9K. Can't look away from what he's been doing. That price tag is just too low right now. 8.9K. Definitely like him, an emerging superstar. Obviously, Brandon Ingram, 8.3K. Also tagging him as a GPP play, and then also Eric Bledsoe at 5.1K is just far too cheap. DeMar DeRozan is available to play 8K, just passes the eye test based on, if you're in the narratives. Unfortunately, his father passing away, should come back with some good vengeance here. I expect him to be motivated, playing in the high-paced matchup versus the Pelicans, so I don't mind him, especially if he's playing the full minutes. Going down the line here, Orlando still benefiting with some current injuries. Vucevic does top the list here, although it is going to be a bad matchup for him. I think it's going to be a competitive matchup here down low against Rudy Gobert, so I'm interested to see that matchup actually. 5.2 point per dollar value. Don't mind him for GPPs. And then we haven't even talked about Denver. Jokic, 5.1 point per dollar value, and then all these guys, I mean, we can talk about them every single night. It's just the same injuries every single night, TJ, so that's why I'm not on them as much. Jokic at 10.9K, don't mind him. And then I think that, and Doncic. Doncic is going to be my other pay-up option. Price tag just passes the eye test. 10.8K price tag, and then pace up spot here, 14.1% ownership. So definitely flying under the radar, TJ. And those are my favorite GPP options on the slate.
Okay, I like them. So for me, Matt, Anthony Edwards is a guy that I really want to be overexposed to tonight at 6,300. We talked about no Malik Beasley. We talked about no D'Lo. He gets the really high usage bump. He's a 1.05 fantasy point per minute, showing somewhat of a lower ownership and a fantastic matchup against the Wizards. So I really do like Anthony Edwards. Milton, like I talked about, I really do like at 4,200 for the Sixers. Who else do I have interest in for tournaments? Jamal Murray, 8,800. The price tag continues to go up, but he continues to produce 3.1% usage bump with no Millsap. Dozier is currently questionable. We have no Gary Harris, and we have no JaMychal Green. So I do still have interest in Jamal Murray. 3.1% usage bump, 1.33 fantasy points per minute, 29% total usage. Have him pegged for almost 50 DraftKings points. OKC. Still missing Diallo, George Hill tonight as well, and then Darius Miller finds his way on the injury report. So with those 3 guys off the floor, I have interest in Al Horford at 6,400. If he does play 30 minutes, he gets a 1.1% usage bump. He's a 1.28 fantasy point per minute. We have him as a 6.1 value, Matt, 38.8 DraftKings points, so I have a lot of interest in Al. I think it's a pretty good matchup too. Could be somewhat of an up-pace matchup there for OKC going up against Denver. So if they can keep that competitive, I do have interest in Al. And then Darius Bazley at 5,400 seems very cheap. 1.6% usage bump, 0.94 fantasy points per minute. Have him pegged for 31.5 DraftKings points. So I really do like both those guys for OKC in terms of tournaments. DeJounte Murray too at 7,900. I know DeMar is back. We have somewhat of a weird sample size without Keldon Johnson, Rudy Gay, Vassell. Or Vassell, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I give up. And Derek White as well. All those guys off the floor. The sample size is a little minimal. So what I did is I put Vassell, Vassell, whoever you want to call him, back into the lineup.
We'll call him Devin, TJ. We'll call him Devin as first name.
Sure. DeJounte Murray gets a 3.5% usage bump. He's a 1.34 fantasy point per minute, 26.5% total usage. 47 DraftKings points is what he would be projected for. Again, that's only like a 62-minute sample size, so it's a little bit skewed, I think, in my opinion, but I do have interest there in tournaments. And then we didn't talk about Lonnie Walker. He's really cheap at 4,300, and he's carrying ownership. I honestly think he's cash viable.
Okay.
Oh, one more guy. Josh Hart.
You just
Pelicans,
broke
5K.
your mic. Okay, go ahead.
No JJ Redick, almost gets a 1% usage bump at 5K, projected 30 minutes, 0.91 fantasy points per minute, 28.4 DraftKings points is what we have him projected for.
Interesting. I love those picks, TJ. But yeah, I agree. All those guys that you mentioned were lower owned, so definitely more GPP options. Guys, we went over our favorite
Lonnie,
cash
what do you
plays.
have Lonnie
and
Walker projected at,
GPP
Matt? Because I
plays.
see 30%.
For ownership?
Yep.
22.7. So yeah, he's teetering on that. Yeah, he's teetering on that line. Yeah, I can agree with that. 4.3K. And I actually just updated my webpage and it was 22.7. He was lower. So yeah, looks like people are listening to your live stream and they're listening to your take. But okay. All right.
Doubt it.
That was rude. All right, let's go ahead and move on to questions. Just like that, we're actually ahead of the schedule. I feel like we just ripped through that slate, TJ. So
and with all that being said, guys.
Yes. Let me check the chat. You guys have been quiet over there. We've been answering all the questions, and you're quiet again. No questions on the premium YouTube chat.
Okay. Let's hit on the premium YouTube chat. You mean in the Discord? Okay, gotcha.
Discord, yeah.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for giving me a reason to put off doing econ homework. We got you, Mark. Ethan said Kings came up clutch yesterday. Yes, Kings were awesome. J3 wants Chips. Chips is actually on the couch next to Amanda right now, so no guest appearance from Chips unless he wants to give the zoomies and start sprinting around. How about those Knicks tonight? We did talk about them, Patrick. I have some interest in them. More tournaments, more tournament plays and cash plays, but I do think you can go to Derrick Rose. Let's see. Plumlee Lock wasn't great last night, but both he and PJ Tucker still had more points than Boucher. He said J3. I love that.
Did Boucher really do that bad last night?
He had 26. He wasn't bad. He just wasn't great. What about Claxton if he plays? Like, I don't know what to think of Claxton except for every time he ends up on the injury report in Fantasy Labs. People are like, "Oh, Claxton, the slate's broken." If you want to take him like as a tournament play, sure, at 3,200, like he could see some center minutes, but I don't know. I think people are looking at the Orlando game that he had when they played Orlando 2 nights ago and he went for 27 DraftKings points. Like I don't expect him to do that.
He's not that bad of a player, honestly.
No, I know, but don't expect that type of duplicate effort. Garrison Matthews going to go ham tonight. Maybe J3. It's a good matchup, so you like to take shooters in those games.
Absolutely.
He's definitely not afraid to let it fly from 3. So Cat or Westbrook? I like Cat tonight, Ryan. Whom we pivot from Kyrie, said Don.
Everybody, because Kyrie's out.
Yeah, Kyrie's out. So in that range, I'd probably say Bradley Beal. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have interest in that range right now for cash.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, been telling you about your mic, said Green Wizard.
Don't know what that means because my mic sounds fine.
Steve said Danny Green crushing value tonight with Harris out. What do you guys think? I know it's Danny Green, but gonna need him to stay. Stay or play, Steve? I don't know. Stay, play. Yeah, he's an interesting play. He rates out decent on the sheet. He can hit some shots for sure. I think he can get you value tonight. I just don't know if he crushes it, but I have some interest in tournaments. Hey, don't hate on the Cavs. We have a 2-game win streak going. Congratulations, Ethan.
Inside your season high. Nice.
Okay. Steve got his pre-order pack today. Congrats, Steve. Hopefully we all get them and get some good stuff. Win packs. So no, what's up, so no. Embiid or Cat? Embiid.
Embiid, yes.
By the way, any going to value for the Washington game? Mo Wagner and Garrison, way better plays than Denny. Okay, thanks, J3. Yeah, I don't mind Garrison Matthews, especially if he starts. Embiid or Jokic or Cat now, said Jinwoo. Embiid for me still. But I do like Cat as well. GPP lineup from what? We got Lonzo, Rose, Edwards, Zion, Embiid, Noel, Vanderbilt, and Ingles. I like that. You got a nice mix of cash plays. You got Lonzo in there. I think Edwards going to carry low ownership as well as Zion, so I can get behind that. What's the top cash plays tonight, Jetty? We will get to our cash locks at the end. Can we go to Trey Lyles in cash?
No, not for cash.
Yeah, especially if Aldridge is in. I think he is going to play some time, even with Aldridge there. I think he plays like mid-20s, but I wouldn't go there in cash. Hit the like button. Thank you, Timothy. Yeah, likes are very appreciated around here, so we appreciate that in the comments. Rose or Ingles? I want both tonight in cash, Tyler. I guess I'd say Ingles because I like the matchup a little more, but I want both. Fournier for tournaments. I can get behind Fournier for tournaments.
Yeah, I like Fournier for tournaments.
Yeah, Ennis is out as well with Cole Anthony and Aaron Gordon. I have some interest in Aminu in terms of tournaments, Matt. He looks pretty decent on the sheet. With all those guys off the floor, Aminu is a 0.88 fantasy point per minute at 3,600, projected 24 minutes. We have him pegged for 21.15 DraftKings points. So I have some interest there. I have more interest in Vooch than Fournier, but Fournier's cheap at 6,500. What else do we have? Murray or SGA? I like Murray.
Wait, those aren't even close to the same price tag, though.
I know. That must be FanDuel. Josh Richardson or Joe Ingles? Ingles. GPP lineup from Nick. We got Harden, Noel, Ingles, Vanderbilt, Embiid, Edwards, Walker, and Joe Harris. Didn't I just read that?
Huh? What?
That is the same. Oh no, it was close to the same lineup. No, I like that. Who? I don't even know who I just read. Whose lineup was that? Oh, Knicks. Knicks. I like that. Ty Jerome in tournaments. Yep, for sure. Curry or Hart. I like Josh Hart.
I like Josh Hart as well.
Embiid or Cat. I think we both like Embiid.
Yep,
Matt,
Embiid.
But we
Yep.
like them both.
Yes.
Like them both though. Got a cash lineup from Hudson here. We have Harden, Beal, Ingles, Lyles, Embiid, Noel, Vanderbilt, and Tyler Johnson. I'm not too high on Lyles and cash. Tyler Johnson also more of a fringe. I think he's more of a tournament play than a cash play. I know he's cheap. He should see some minutes, but I don't really trust him. So I don't know if I'm going to go there in cash, but it does allow you to get up for some of those studs. Obviously, Harden, Beal, and Embiid, you're prioritizing. So I can get behind it, but I just don't know if I'll be doing that. We'll get to the core soon. Go ahead, Matt.
I got some super draft plays for you guys. You guys know about our super draft segment every single time on the stream. If you guys haven't signed up already, we have a link in the description. A 50% match up to $500, which means you get $500 free dollars into your account just for playing on super draft. Lot of rake over there and a great margin. So I think when you compare that over to DraftKings takes about 15% of the money off the rip right before the contest starts. Compared to SuperDraft, there's some contests in there only taking 5% rake, which is absolutely insane. So the overlay over there is great. The rake percentage over there is great, guys. If you haven't signed up for SuperDraft, enter the link down below. Click on that link. It'll take you right to the sign up. Just sign up and you guys get the promo. So that's what you guys get for watching this channel. My favorite SuperDraft plays on this slate are going to be Jokic. Jokic 1.2 times multiplier makes no sense. Harden 1.05 times multiplier. I'd be fine with him without a multiplier, but you add a 0.05 multiplier in there, and I love him even more. Vooch also shows pretty well. 1.25 times multiplier makes no sense. Julius Randle, TJ, I know we like Julius Randle, plays a power forward position over here on SuperDraft. 1.25 times multiplier. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Brandon Ingram has 1.35 times multiplier. Doesn't make any sense either. Doncic doesn't have a multiplier, but he's still Doncic in a pace-up spot like him. And then last but not least, let's talk about Sabonis. 1.25 times multiplier against the Knicks. So a great matchup. Love all those plays over there on SuperDraft. If you guys haven't signed up already, enter that link. We really do appreciate it. That's all I got.
Perfect, Matt. I like all those. When packs, what's Chip's top play? Chips has been dealing with some teething. So his top play is getting his back right molar out. That's been pretty bloody today. He keeps like trying to chew on it and stuff. Amanda gave me a weird look because I said that. Okay. Cat or Embiid in cash.
We're getting a lot of Cat and Embiid.
Yeah, I prefer Embiid.
Yeah,
prefer Embiid there. Oh, Matt's checking his line. I gotta check my line. 68.
I checked for like a split second too. Can't believe you saw
that. What else do we have? Theo Maledon, Campazzo, or Milton? I like Milton. I would rank those Milton, Maledon, and Campazzo. Let's see. Hey guys, I have 4,100 left on DK for the small forward position. Should I reconstruct or anyone worth it there? Let's take a look at the small forward position at 30. Wait, was it 41?
It was 41. Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna say you could go Lonnie, but yeah, you can't.
No,
4,100 small forward. Yeah, I'm not in love.
That's trash.
There. Like TLC's decent, but I would only really like him if he's starting. Yeah, I would reconstruct.
Yep, I would too.
We got a tourney lineup here from Zach. We got Westbrook, D Rose, Edwards, Baisley, Cat, Milton, Ingles, McGee. Ooh, I like it.
Very interesting.
The McGee call is definitely ballsy.
Well, you know what? That's the highest spread. So if there's going to be a game that is blowout potential, that has blowout potential, it's going to be in that game. And you know what that means? An extended run there for McGee. So don't mind it.
All right. If he can play 2 extra minutes, he gets 12 draft.
He gets 12 a year. Yeah.
Somebody just added me in Discord saying not to fall asleep because the queue's cruising now. Thank you, Brooke. Appreciate that update. Mo Wagner. I don't know. I don't want Wagner. Are you playing Beal, Embiid, and Harden in cash? Hudson, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I definitely want Embiid. I definitely want Harden. That third stud, not too sure. I'm kind of tinkering as we're talking right now. But, I'll probably have some clarity by the end of the stream as to what direction I do want to go. Yeah, he obviously does look good. Yeah, I agree. Stars and scrubs for cash. What do I always call it, Matt? Stars and studs? Yeah, I'd link stars and studs. No, Croc, I think it is going to be more of a stars and scrubs type lineup.
You can do stars and studs over there in SuperDraft, just FYI.
Yeah. Murray or Zion? I want
Zion.
Yeah, I think I want Zion too. I like that matchup a lot more.
Will
I
it
do
be
like Jamal
C-SPAN?
Murray. Yeah, he's been good. I'd say Zion too, but Murray looks better on our sheet. But the matchup with Zion is a lot better.
Yeah.
Thoughts on? Oh yeah. So if Bogdy sits, yeah, that's going to clear up a lot of value there for Indiana. I obviously haven't run numbers yet. It is a really low over under, but obviously
you said
a guy like
Bogdy.
TJ.
I thought you were talking about Bogdanovich. Yeah, Brogdon.
No, Brogdy. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Brogdon. Yep, Brogdon. I would assume that TJ McConnell obviously starts at the 1. So if he plays point and starts at 5,600 and plays north of 30 minutes, like he's going to be a really intriguing play. So that's probably where I would go. They could start Aaron Holiday at 3,100. Like that's something that they've done in the past and still have McConnell come off the bench. So we are going to have to wait and see there, but that's definitely going to give bumps to guys like
Teddy
Sabonis.
Osmond doubtful. Hold on. Was he?
Oh, he's
already?
doubtful now?
Yeah.
He was questionable. Okay, closer to doubtful. All right, so we need to go there real quick.
Yep. Let's do that right now.
I mean, I hate that matchup, but him out, that's another 20 minutes that get dispersed to a guy like a Coro who's trash, let's say.
Whoa. Chill with that. Chill with that, TJ.
Because I ran with Seti playing Prince. Who else is out? Nance, right? There's 6 guys. It's Love, Drummond, Osmond, Prince, Delly, Nance. Yeah. Let's see. Decent sample size, honestly. All right.
Yeah,
so
because
Osmond,
nobody ever plays for this horrible team.
Okay.
Sexton 0.98. McGee actually dropped. Not as high as we were used to saying. Wow. Yeah, Jared Allen is a beast tonight, huh?
Garland.
1.45.
Coro. We're gonna get some Dean Wade questions.
Great. Can't wait for him.
For sure. I'm presuming. Jared Allen, where are you? My good lord.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yikes! I don't think you take him in cash, but like he's gonna be a really intriguing tournament play. I mean, those 3 guys like Allen, Sexton, and Garland. Like I guess you could put Sexton at 38, Garland at 36, but I don't think they're gonna play anything more than that.
How many do you think Windler and Wade are gonna play? Is the bigger question? It's a better question.
Facetious?
No, Windler and Wade are at 22 and 20 before that update, so they could play 28-ish minutes, right?
Wade's a 0.67 fantasy point per minute. I'd be way more interested in Windler.
Sure. 0.84.
I mean, if he plays,
if he plays,
I was gonna say 28 is probably a decent number.
And I mean, he does look good once you
I think he's going to be a decent cheap value. I don't think the ownership is going to be there for him. Same with Jared Allen. Jared Allen's going to be a really good tournament play now. Just more usage, better fantasy point per minute without Seti. They'll have to rely on them heavily. They could easily get blown out. That's my only fear with that Philly Cleveland game. But yeah, I don't think you have to,
prioritize these guys and
prioritize. That's the word. I was thinking preference for some reason.
Good preference.
I don't think you have to prioritize these guys in Cleveland. Shut up, Matt. With Osmond being off the floor. Windler's going to be decent. I think people are going to go there. I don't think he's going to be chalky. And then Jared Allen for tournaments for sure. I'll have interest in Sexton and Garland now too. They got to keep it competitive somehow, but only tournaments.
Right.
I don't think I have any cash interest there.
Yeah, I think Windler, if we see him go up in ownership, I think he's cash viable. He honestly looks very good on the sheet. So, assuming he plays 28 minutes, and I think he will play close to that.
I want, we need that Brogdon news. That's huge. That's really all we're waiting on now.
Yep.
We got Seti doubtful. We're pending Brogdon. JJ Redick's doubtful. Peyton's doubtful. Aldridge, irrelevant. Yeah, that's really it. So that's all really we're pending.
Yep, we got a question. What about Windler 3,700 with no Osmond? Yep, just talked about that. I actually do like him. I have to wait till ownership updates to see if he is cash viable. The only thing with that is there is blowout potential in that game. I mean, that's all we got.
He's a guy that'll get run
for sure
if the game blows out.
Right,
so.
It's another good point. So Windler, not that bad of an option, honestly.
Yeah, we have him at 24.4 DraftKings points now. 16% total usage.
Yeah. Yes, he's one of the highest values on the slate. Close to it.
Dean Wade gonna start too?
Don't do it.
I mean, he is gonna start. I'm not gonna take him.
Yeah, but you're gonna put it in their heads. I mean,
I'm gonna put it in their heads. Everybody was on him. Was it against Atlanta or Houston? I think people asked about him against Atlanta.
Yeah, he actually didn't do bad. Yeah,
he went 15, and then nobody wanted him against Houston, and he went for 7 times value. So it's just funny how that works.
Yeah. Yep.
Now let's get back to the
That's all I got from the premium Discord.
Clarkson or Edwards?
I'd say
Clarkson
Edwards
for cash. I
Edwards
like Edwards
for
for
upside.
tournaments. Yeah, I think he has. Cavs will start Garland, Sexton, Okoro, Wade, and Allen. Magic will start
Coro.
Michael Carter-Williams, Fournier, Bacon, Aminu, and Vooch. I had bacon for breakfast. I haven't eaten since breakfast. I was hungover this morning. Jamal
Coro
or
is trash, huh?
SGA on DK. I like Jamal. Dad's here. Hi, Grant. For cash, what two? Beal, Harden, and Embiid. Harden and Embiid for me.
Yep. Those are the two studs you got to
But
prioritize.
obviously,
Beal
like
is such a good
too.
play, too.
Yeah, if you can get all three of them, like that's probably what you want to do. But yeah, getting my pack now. Let's go, Aaron. Good shit, baby. I gotta fill the stat sheet if he plays. Jerome. Are you talking about Jerome Robinson? Is that who you're talking about?
Josh Hart or Bruce Brown? Josh Hart. That's all I got.
Yes, I think I like Josh Hart.
Yep.
Concerned with blowout effect for Embiid for sure, Max. But I still think he's a really good play. I still think he can get you 55.
If they blow out, it's gonna be because of Embiid. So.
Yeah, and if you want to get different in tournaments, you can try and fade him and hope that it blows out.
That's
but in cash, I think you're gonna need him.
He's very inflated in ownership right now.
Yeah, I think that's the way I would handle it. For cash, I'd probably I would prioritize Embiid, and then for tournaments, if you do think that's going to be blowout potential, then you can fade him there.
The center position's always a great spot to get contrarian. Always. Okay. Jarrett Allen's a good play. On the other side,
Simmons or Westbrook? I like Westbrook.
I do too.
Porter or Edwards for tournaments? I like Edwards. Allen or Cat? Why Allen or Cat? Is that just because you're building based off of center plays? I think I go Cat still.
Yes, I agree.
Especially in cash.
Yep.
I like the upside Lonzo's been showing recently, Jaden said. Lonzo's like his shooting form is just drastically different as we've seen over the last year. Like, he looks like a completely different shooter. It's actually amazing to watch. He can actually wet threes, and it's actually a smooth shot. So yeah, I do like Lonzo. He does have some upside.
Yeah, he's better than his brother too. So
he's not better than his brother.
He is. He's
on the better. Lonzo's
team.
better than LaMelo
right now? Yes. I think LaMelo will be better. Yeah, for sure. Okay. What were we comparing? DK price tags? Come on.
No, just like production. Jarrett Allen is the closest thing to a lock for me. I'm ignoring you. Jaden, okay. I don't hate it. Like I said, Jarrett Allen, Matt and I just said, Jarrett Allen looks really good on the sheet. So if you want to take a chance there, I can get behind you. Just worried about the blow up, but that's game stays competitive. He plays 35 minutes. Like, he could easily smash value. A lot of people talking about Windler, Matt.
Yeah,
Lamar
I know.
Stevens
I expected it.
And Dean Wade.
I do like Windler, honestly, for value. I do.
Mo Wagner or Bacon, man. I'd probably go Mo Wagner if he starts. It's a really good. It's just a high over under. I mean, he should start at the 5, but just his minutes are so up and down. I just don't trust him. I don't like either of those guys, honestly. Like, I don't care that Dwayne Bacon's starting, and I don't care that Mo Wagner's starting. I probably don't want either of them. Just to be honest. Any Joe Ingles in cash? Yes, Kyle. Ingles in cash for sure. Any interest in Bruce Brown for shooting guard since Kyrie is out? Yeah, I do have some interest. Obviously, I want to be locking in Harden in cash. I don't hate Bruce Brown at 4,900. I think he can definitely step up. I expect Joe Harris to kind of step up and be that second scorer, but I think Bruce Brown can get you value at 4,900. I think he can get you 25 to 30 DraftKings points, but he's definitely more of a tournament play. He's not really carrying the ownership. He has been playing well recently without without KD, and now we have no Kyrie. So I think he's a decent play, but again, more of a tournament play.
Marcus Aldridge will play. So get off the Spurs, honestly. Elfrid Payton rolled out.
Still like DeJounte, but only for tournaments. What else do we have here? Harden, best play on the slate. Yeah, Jared, I agree with you. Mo Wagner starting. Yeah, Aaron, I see that he is starting. Still, I just don't. His minutes are still just wishy-washy. Do you like Shamet for tournaments? Yeah, I don't mind Shamet. He's been getting some really good run off the bench, so I can get behind that. We got a lineup from Mark here, Matt. We have Milton, Beal, Windler, Vandy, Embiid, Noel, Walker, and Harden. I like that. I think that's going to be somewhat of a chalky lineup. Just don't have Derrick Rose in there, but I mean, it is what it is. You can't have everybody tonight. Harden or Beal, Matt, for tournaments?
I like Beal.
I still like Harden.
For tournaments, though, I mean, that's lower ownership. So real quick, I gotta expose a troll in our comments, not in our YouTube chat. I just got this comment, made me laugh. So people are paying $9 for 1,000 pack and getting 5K and up for something that doesn't even exist. No thanks. Count me out. I said yes. Welcome to the world of NFTs. Get bent. That's how I responded. All right, go ahead. Back on track. That? I don't know, some troll. Oh, there's always trolls in the stupid pack openings. So.
Oh, in the
pack opening videos only. That's where people hate us. People hate the fact that we're pulling money from the packs.
Okay, sorry. You're looking at pack videos while we're live streaming.
No, I got the update on my app.
Trash.
Okay.
Yeah, you're trash.
Good.
Do you guys like Clarkson? I like Ingles more. I know Matt isn't Clarkson. I do too, but more of a tournament play. I think we like Ingles the best there out of Utah. Noel, if you don't have him yet, Hudson. Yeah, I like Noel.
Is Tyler Johnson confirmed starting? Oh, no, we don't know that.
No, he won't. Okay. Yeah, I don't think he's going to start. I think he's going to come off the bench. If he starts, obviously, he's a fantastic play at 3,200. But I think Harden and Bruce Brown will probably be the backcourt. But he could start. He could, Matt. We don't know.
Yeah, he could. If he does,
That idiot, stupid head, dumb guy. Matt, 31,000. I got to check now. 48,000. Okay. Yo, time out. Any left for Tyler Johnson without Kyler? Yeah, Jericho, we're talking about that. I do have interest. More of a tournament play, unless obviously if he's starting, you're going to want him in your lineup at 3,200. That's all I can really say. If he's coming off the bench, I mean, he is really cheap. He's going to carry some ownership. But again, I really have a lot more interest there if he is starting, and we don't know that until 10 o'clock. 3,400 and under for cash, Matt. Tyler Johnson.
34?
Yeah, 3,400.
Honestly, Windler's 37. Noel.
I kind of like Noel. Yeah, Noel or Tyler Johnson if he starts.
Yes, I agree with that.
I agree with you.
I say we get us 5 more minutes and then we go ahead and get off, TJ. Actually, do you know what? Let's just go through the cash locks now, and then we'll go ahead and get off just a little bit early so I can get things out on time on Patreon. I think you guys would appreciate that. So let's do that, TJ. Let's go through our cash locks as of right now. 4 players. Let's lock them in.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. I'm going to be locking in Harden, Embiid, Ingles, and there has to be a value play in there, so I'll go ahead and lock in Noel. Just to get in those studs. I really, 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 really want Bradley Beal in my cash lineup tonight. I can't tell you guys enough. If you can get all 3 of those studs in there, yeah, you're looking very, very good. But again, it's all dependent on that value. TJ, who are you locking in?
I would be locking in Embiid, Harden, Ingles, so same 3, but I want Derrick Rose there.
You want Derrick Rose? Okay, I don't mind Derrick Rose either. Noel in the Pacers spot is my only thinking. He will be chalky. Both of those guys, Derrick Rose and Noel, will be chalky. So let's go ahead and answer a couple more questions, then we'll sign off, TJ. Jock Market plays. That's a good topic. Let me go ahead and switch over.
I love that. Yeah. Let's fire up Jock Market real quick.
Yeah. There was a guy in our chat, TJ, the other night. He played the free contest, I believe, but he took literally all the plays that you recommended, talking about Norman Powell. There was another Raptor in there, and they were like 500 times.
Lowry dominated.
Yeah, Lowry. The Raptors killed it for him. So he would have made like 500 times his or 500% up on what the player was that specific night. So congrats to our members that have been killing Jock Market. If you guys haven't signed up for Jock Market, deposit using the code DGF20, match up to $20, and it's just like the stock market over there. It's a fantastic time on Jock Market, TJ. You're looking at the board. Do you see anything yet?
Jared Allen at 13th is kind of interesting. Just with all those injuries that they do have, he is forced to play minutes. I think even if this game blows out, he still plays 32, 34 minutes. So I have some interest there in terms of Jock Market plays. Jamal Murray at 22, that's just absolutely disrespectful. Definitely have some interest there. Anthony Edwards at 31, Ingles at 32. I definitely like both of those plays. Derrick Rose at 36, sign me up. Who else do we have here? Darius Baisley at 46. Thank you. And if I'm really digging deep, Matt, and going, into the trenches, Vanderbilt at 57. I have some interest there. Milton 59. Like those are probably the ones that stick out to me just from opening the app. I think those are going to be my favorite plays.
I like all those, TJ. Darius Garland playing minutes, 28th. He just always has such a high ceiling with the amount of minutes that he's playing, especially if they can keep it close. He's sitting there at 28. I don't mind Anthony Edwards. Did you talk about Anthony Edwards?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's another good one that caught my eye. And I think that's all. I'm looking in the trenches as well. Patty Mills is not a good spot. I mean, why is he all the way up there? It's 45, especially with all these guys back. Don't like him if you're talking about a short. Don't like him there.
Rubio, Edwards, Okogie, Vanderbilt, and Towns will start for the Wolves. Why does Okogie start?
Why is Okogie a basketball player is a better question.
He's good defensively, but...
Okay, yeah, like they can play defense. They're going to need a lot more Okogie.
They don't play defense, so
right.
Who cares?
Right.
So bad.
Yeah, those are my favorite plays. Okoro's down there too. So.
Okay.
All right, guys. I think that's going to end the live stream. Let's go ahead and sign off, TJ. Guys, you've been great. Thank you for all the support you've been showing on the channel recently. We've been getting a tremendous growth over there on the Top Shot part of our channel. If you guys haven't seen those videos, please go over there and show us some love. Hit that like button. Hit the like button on this video, and we will keep pumping out content. Look out for NASCAR, NBA, MLB starting up soon, by the way, guys. We literally, I'm not kidding. This is like no BS. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. MLB is one of our best sports by far. We pump out the best leverage sheets for that. So if you guys are interested in seeing some MLB content coming out soon, sign up on Patreon, $20. That's it. You guys get a booming community. We are talking about everything over there. With all that being said, guys, let's
Long
cash.
bombs away. Good luck, guys. Love you.
You make me feel like a bad girl. You make me feel like a bad girl. You make me feel like a bad girl.